We're starting.
We're good to go. Thank you. And about a minute or so late, or something, oh, it's not on. About a minute or so late, but it's good to have you, and especially we welcome you to this month's regular scheduled school board meeting here at the Garrard County Middle School, and welcome those of you that join us by social media as well. So at this time, I'll say that 4 board members are present, as well as the superintendent, and 2 of our student representatives are here tonight. So at this time, I'll call the meeting to order, and if you would, just join me for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. If you're able, you stand with us. We say the pledge of the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. All right, at this time, I'll ask for a motion to adopt the agenda, unless anyone has anything they want to pull out.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the agenda.
Okay, Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Ms. Davis second. All in favor, let it be known with uplifted hand. And all 4 board members present are in favor. The agenda is adopted. Item 2 is communications, and we have one recognition, I believe.
We do. Tonight we're going to be recognizing our Fran Award winner for the year. And our Fran Award winner is Regina Meadows. It's an honor to present the Fran Award today to someone who truly embodies dedication and excellence in our school community. Regina Meadows has been a valued member of Garrard County Schools since 1997. That's as an employee. She was a student long, well, I better not say long, but before that. As a proud Garrard graduate, she has shown a passion for Paint Lick Elementary and our district as a whole. Over the years, Regina has dedicated her time as a coach and employee, always striving to ensure that our schools run effectively and provides the best possible environment for our students. Regina sets high expectations, not just for herself, but for everyone around her. Her dependability and commitment to making PLE the best it can be are evident in everything she does, from managing the office to lending a hand with cleaning and organizing. Beyond her professional responsibilities, Regina is a constant source of support, offering a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on when needed. Today, we celebrate Regina not just for her hard work, but for the heart she brings to our school every day. Congratulations, Regina.
And I'm proud to say she's my cousin. I told a few of them. All right, item B is site-based decision-making minutes, and I hope my fellow board members have had time to look over those. Item C is audience comments. None.
Sir.
Item D is board member comments. Any board member have anything you'd like to share? All right. Then that brings us to item E and superintendent.
The first one under my list tonight will be the Garrard Middle School update. Dr. Audrey Nichols and Matt Brown are coming to share some information. You have a one-pager that is in front of you. So Dr. Nichols.
All right, thank you all for joining us here in the GMS cafeteria for tonight. Just want to start off by talking about what a great start we've had this week. We've been in school, for a long time, but just the first few days, but it's been a great few days, off to a great start. We spent the majority this week, and we'll continue to spend tomorrow reviewing expectations with our students, school-wide and PBIS expectations to get everybody in the right groove going into the school year. Last week, we had some great PD and staff work days to kind of prepare and get ready for this year and this week. We got extracurricular activities full swing. We got soccer, boys and girls football, cross country, cheerleading, and our girls basketball team is playing over at the GEC currently. Currently right now for us, and that brings us to kind of some building updates here to thank you all for referring to our restrooms. We all of our restrooms were renovated this summer, and we are so excited and proud for that. You're welcome to go take a tour of the building and check those out. We got some new tile laid in a couple rooms to update those rooms, and again, just kind of take care of some maintenance issues going on. And this cafeteria, as you see it now, and within a few weeks and a few months, is set to have a complete facelift as well. So enjoy what it looks like right now, and then hopefully when you see it in a little bit, it'll amaze you even more. So we're excited to continue to jump into the start of this school year, and we're looking forward to a fantastic year. Thank you.
So next are my goal updates, as we will start that for the year. You've received two handouts today. One is the new Teacher Academy. And what I want to share with you is that we have been doing the new Teacher Academy for the past 2 or 3 years. We'll continue to do that. This past legislative session, there was an add to that, a requirement, and we will be adding a mentoring component to that, which will be a great plus. Currently, as we do that, we also continue to bring all of our new teachers together once a month to catch them up on things that they may not have heard leading into the year. They had PD with us, but they have not been part of our PD the last couple of years, so it's a great opportunity to catch them up. What you see in front of you is a list of the requirements for the induction and mentoring program that we have, and the things that we were already doing makes this an easy transition for us. In addition to that, I certainly want to touch again on the professional learning, the professional development that has been going on. Our staff allowed us again this year to do a lot of unified PD, and it's been very, very successful. We appreciate the effort that the staff puts into that, from our principals to our teachers. We appreciate CKEC who came and was part of that. So a lot of hard work is going on. And the thing that I think is most interesting about our PD is that there's great connection. I was sharing with the staff when I did a state of the district that I can remember when I started teaching many years ago, that you might go to a 6-hour PD and never hear anything about that again. That might be the one thing that you would get. And what our teachers are experiencing on an ongoing basis is what is happening in their classrooms. It's discussed in PLCs, it keeps being referred to. So this is really a living, breathing process that our staff is going through. And it is, I think, maybe more appropriately called professional learning than professional development, because it's a process, it keeps going on. So just continue to share that with you as we move through this year, all of the components that impact our students. The better we are as adults, the better they will be as students, and that's our responsibility. We'll continue to keep you updated on that. Happy to answer any questions you have about either of those programs.
Do you have any questions?
Next would be the construction update. I'll be pulling up some drone footage from earlier. We'll let that play, and whenever we need to stop it, we will be glad to do so.
Good evening. I believe that's about the furthest I've been to the podium. The video will be over before I get here. I provided Dr. Stoll this a little bit earlier today. As you can see, a lot of activity still going on around the site. The biggest change is happening around the buildings B and C, which are the 2 buildings directly underneath the grandstand. A lot of the exterior finishes are complete. All the metal wall panels are on, the soffits are on, the doors are on, all the buildings are coming together. A significant amount of work now is happening inside those buildings. All of the walls have been coated with paint. There's some final touch-up paint that's gonna start next week. Flooring, surfacing is scheduled to start on Monday. A lot of activity around the south end, at the bottom of the screen, finishing up the concrete, between what's going to be that small parking lot and the grandstands. There'll be another big section of that that's poured tomorrow. And the area to the far upper right corner of the student parking lot. That's gonna be that additional overflow that's gonna support the softball field and provide a dumpster location over there. Significant area of work there around the softball field. The buildings are beginning to be wrapped with the board that goes on beneath the metal wall panels. The base stone is in for the softball turf. And then that big square that you see to the left of the softball field directly behind your existing building, that is your new tennis courts. So that's the base for the new tennis courts. We got the base stone down. Now there's the concrete work that'll take place behind that, around that for the asphalt, to go on your tennis court. If you look around the buildings, they're not hardly as large, so look a little closer, you see all of the finished work of the board going on that, preparing for the metal wall panels. The metal wall panels will start on those in the next, early to mid next week. So will the roof for all of those buildings as well. Contractor was still working on site when I left about 30 minutes ago. Your baseball field actually looks different now. When I left, they were rolling out the black fabric that goes down underneath the stone. So the next photos, you'll see that baseball field, if you actually drive down there tomorrow, you'll see that it's turned from brown to black. Then it's gonna turn to gray like everything else does. They'll start putting stone on top of that. That's pretty much the significance of what's been going on. A lot of the prep on the outer buildings for your baseball, softball, and your maintenance building. So in the next, like I said, 10 days to 2 weeks, you'll start seeing those buildings being finished up on those exteriors. We've completed quite a few things. All of your stone underfill under the grandstands, and again, a lot of this stuff, unless you've been on site, you can't see it because the drone won't pick it up very well. But all of that's been done. All of the concrete work around the track and around buildings B and C is getting wrapped up. They're actually starting to put finished dirt in all of the islands. All of the seat walls have been laid, and the stones on that. So over the next 30 days, we're going to focus on actually getting out of those buildings B and C in the next 8 to 10 days, and then we'll be focusing the majority of the work around the baseball and softball field buildings.
So it'll look a lot different by September 10th.
Absolutely. I know that September 10th is gonna be a big day for you, and it's 15th, so we're almost 30 days. But yes, as long as the weather holds out for us, we should make a significant change around those buildings. As the concrete starts moving away from, as they're wrapping up this week and at latest mid next week around buildings B and C and that small softball area, side parking lot. They've already started doing some of the concrete work around the baseball or the softball complex where the seating is gonna set. They're gonna work their way east to west out toward the baseball. So, yeah, good weather with good weather working with us, in 3 to 4 weeks, there'll be a significant part of that concrete down. We should be able to have a good portion of the asphalt our goal is to have the asphalt on the tennis courts, so it looks, it'll look closer to a finished product, but yeah, significant change in that period of time. All right?
Sir, thank you.
Thank you all.
The final report I have tonight is the personnel changes since July. They are linked there for you to see what has occurred. We are pretty close to fully staffed at all of our locations, and we're thankful for that for sure. And any positions that are not filled, we're going to continue to work on those to make sure that we get them filled as quickly as possible. I will point out that next month we hope to add one more report
Item 3 is reports, and of course, I hope you've had the opportunity to look over the treasurer's report and bills that's presented that we get quite often from our treasurer. Does anybody have any questions on any of these? Then let's move on to consent agenda, and unless any board member has anything you'd like to pull out, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it's presented.
I'll make the motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Thank you. Dr. Lamb made the motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurd seconded, anybody have any comments or anything? Questions?
Just want to point out that we're always appreciative of donations,
Oh, yeah.
nice donations of golf program. It's very nice.
Anybody else? All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. All 4 board members present were in favor. The consent agenda is adopted, which moves us to item 5, the action agenda. And item A is to approve some pay applications.
You have in front of you the pay applications for this month. You'll see it's a total of just under 2.8 million, plus our construction management team, their amount there. I am going to point out something. Normally at this point, I would make a recommendation that you approve the pay applications, and I am going to make that recommendation, but I'm also going to ask that part of this motion be to withhold $185,000 from the Allen Company. There is an issue that we're working out with them. We do not want to hold any of their other funds at this point because it's appropriate for them to receive that, but we would like to hold $185,000 at this point. So what I'm going to ask you to do is approve with that modification. Modification being again $185,000 to the Allen Company. They'll be receiving information from our team that explains the why and what the expectation is to correct that. They'll be receiving a different pay application to be modified, but we want to make sure that we, again, take care of them as we should in all areas except the one area that we have a question on. So if you have a question about that, happy to answer it, but my recommendation is that you approve the pay application minus $185,000 for the Allen Company.
Okay, you understand, Dr. Schools? What is it? All right, I'll entertain that motion then.
I'll make the motion that we approve the pay applications as listed with the withholding of $185,000 from the Allen Company.
180, wasn't it?
185,000.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry. All right. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second that.
All right. Ms. Davis seconded. Anybody have any further questions or comments? All in favor, let it be known by lifting hand. All 4 board members present voted aye. So item A is approved with that caveat. Item B is to approve tax rate for the 24-25 school year.
Each year, we're tasked with the responsibility of establishing the tax rate for property and for personal property, real property and personal property. This year, it's my recommendation that you reduce the tax rate from 64.4 cents to 62.6 cents on real property and from 64.4 cents to 64 cents on personal property. At the same time, I would point out that the state sets a motor vehicle tax, which is 55.1 cents per $100 of assessed value. We have to approve that. We have no obligation to try to change that. We can't try to change that. So based on that information, it's my recommendation that you approve these tax rates for the 24-25 school year.
Okay, you heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the tax rates for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let it be known by lifting hand. All 4 board members were in favor. And this is how many years in a row we've been able to reduce?
It's the 6th time in 7 years, and the 7th year it was a flat. So,
Okay. So instead of raising your taxes, we're cutting. Item D is to approve a change order for parking lot north and south islands.
You jumped.
Oh, what did I do?
Go see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I did jump to that here. Item C is to approve change order for road and bus garage from the high school to the farm.
Conversation that we had at the beginning of the project was the idea of completing a road from the high school all the way around to the bus garage. We had delayed on that until we knew exactly what our funding would look like as part of this process. We have asked for information to provide to you today about what the cost would be. You see that cost in front of you. It's $213,536.76. While it will be a benefit to the athletic program, it's also a huge benefit to bus traffic as a second exit point for our buses. And based on that and the fact that we still have some contingency, plus we have additional funds that have been generated through the interest rate or the interest that is accrued on your bond, this will not tap into general fund in any fashion. So it's my recommendation that you approve this change order for the addition of the road from GCHS's farm to the bus garage.
Thank you. Heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the change order for the road from the bus garage to the Garrett County High School farm.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hurd made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Davis second. Now, will this enable, like from, instead of going out on 27 and turning left, can they?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else have any other questions? All in favor, let me know by lifting hands. All board members present, says aye. Item D is, to approve, change order for parking lot north and south island infield. I don't know what it is.
So there are two islands, one on each end of the parking lot that currently are not to be paved or to be concreted in. And one of the things that we know is that if it remains as grass, then we have to worry about upkeep on that. We also know the students are likely to walk through that area, which creates a potential issue for Mr. Anderson as far as keeping the building clean. So if we infill these with concrete, that will prevent that. Makes, I think, an easier maintenance issue over the course of time. And you see the cost for both of those islands to be done. Again, it will not tap into general fund. Total cost to do this is $36,777.72. It's my recommendation that you approve this change order for the parking lot island infield.
Thank you. Now that makes sense. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the change order for the parking lot north and south Island Street.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurd seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All four board members present voted yes. Item E is to approve aligning director of maintenance position to the salary schedule.
So back in the spring, we did some work on our salary schedule, trying to align everything. We thought we had done all of that. Our director of finance caught a mistake that we had made with our maintenance position, our director of maintenance position, and we'd like to align that and get it correct and make it effective for the July 1, 2024 timeframe. It was a mistake on our part not to have done this earlier, so we're asking that you do that. It's my recommendation that you approve the alignment of the director of maintenance position and the salary schedule effective July 1, 2024.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the alignment director of maintenance position in the salary schedule.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurd seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members present were in favor. Item E is approved. Item F is to approve additional maintenance positions. Or position.
Let's say position right now. Most of you know that as we have created this new facility at the high school, it simply is added to the workload that our maintenance staff will have. You also know that as you drove in tonight that you saw fields here at the middle school that are in great condition. We want to keep them that way for our middle school students. So it has put us in a spot where we've become aware that we're going to have to add an additional maintenance position. We have not done so until we felt like we were at a spot where we really needed to do so, but we are getting closer and closer to that. So it's my recommendation that you approve an additional maintenance position, groundskeeper position. We have run this through our director
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
We're only as good as the maintenance that we provide for our facilities, and that's an ultimate responsibility for the future of our system. So I make that motion that we approve the additional maintenance position.
Thank you. Mr. Hurd made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Dr. Lamb. Seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members present approved. Item G is to approve adult meal pricing for the 24-25 school year.
While our students receive free lunch, free breakfast, our adults do not. And so we each year have to align that meal pricing. So to do that, we would ask that you approve this year. The lunch price stays the same. Breakfast price increases by 10 cents. So it's my recommendation that you approve the adult meal pricing for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. Any questions? All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members were in favor. Item G is approved. Item H is to approve a yearbook stipend for elementary yearbook sponsors.
Very similar to what we talked about just a second ago. This was an alignment that we missed. It came up in our Red Book training. The yearbook sponsors at the elementary level have been doing their service without any kind of compensation. The middle school, the high school has compensation. We feel like it's only appropriate that the elementary sponsors have this as well. We're recommending $1,000 stipend for each of them, so it's a $3,000 cost to us, which will not have a negative impact on the general fund. Again, it's been run through our Director of Finance to make sure we're good there. So it's my recommendation that you approve the yearbook stipend for the elementary yearbook sponsors.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve that yearbook stipend.
Thank you, Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Ms. Davis has a second. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members present were in favor. Item A is to approve bullying prevention and intervention incident reporting form for administrative procedures.
This is not a policy change, it's an add to our administrative procedures. We want to make sure that all of our schools are following the same incident reporting form, and they've done a good job. This is just us making sure we've cleaned things up on their behalf. This reporting form would be provided to whoever is alleging that there is bullying occurred, and then the staff would do an evaluation of that. There is a letter at the end that would go to parents to notify them whether there was a bullying incident and appropriate action was taken, or whether there was not a bullying incident and still appropriate action being taken. So having said that, it's my recommendation that you approve the bullying prevention and intervention incident reporting form for our administrative procedures.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it with hesitation. Word documentation is needed, but there's another form to fill out.
Ms. Davis seconded. Do we have any other comments? All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. And all board members present were in favor. Item J is to approve a nursing supervisor for school-based health aides job description.
Our school-based health aides have to be supervised by a nurse, and this job description allows us to post a position for that. The school-based health aides are, we're able to reimburse their salaries through Medicaid, Medicare, and we believe we can do the same thing with this nursing supervisor position. So it's my recommendation that you approve the nursing supervisor for the school-based health aides job description.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the nursing supervisor position.
Thank you. Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifting hand. All board members present were in favor. Item J is approved. Item K is to approve emergency certification for a Garrard middle school teacher.
As simply put as possible, as we were talking about filling positions, we do have a couple of positions tonight that we're going to ask you to approve in order to make sure that we have This individual is actually in a program for the area that we're asking them to be emergency certified, and we're hopeful that they will move into an option 6 program later this year. But until that happens, we need to request emergency certification. So it's my recommendation that you approve of the emergency certification of the GMS teacher for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the emergency certification for GMS teacher.
Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt seconded. All in favor, there be none but lifted hand. All board members present were in favor. Item K is approved. Item L is to approve emergency certification for Paint Lick Elementary.
Same situation here. This one may be just precaution. We expect that this teacher will receive some results as early as tomorrow. And if that happens, then they'll be fully certified. But just in case there is any issue with that, we wanted to make sure that we were covered. So it's my recommendation that you approve of the emergency certification for a Paint Lick Elementary teacher.
You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the emergency certification of the PLA teacher.
Thank you. Dr. Lamb made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. All board members were in favor. Item L is approved. Item M is to approve a memorandum of understanding for the Year Up opportunity for 24-25 school year.
This is the final year of this cycle of Gear Up. We have to approve this MOA so that we can continue to take advantage of their services for our school and our students. We're hopeful that there'll be another cycle of Gear Up next year, and I hope we can come back to you and ask you to approve that one. But we still need to approve this one, so it's my recommendation that you approve the MOA for the Gear Up opportunity for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you, sir. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the MOA for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. Ms. Davis made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hurt seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. All board members present were in favor. Item M is approved. Item N is to approve a shortened school day for a Garrard Middle School student for the 24-25 school.
We have a student who has been recommended by the medical profession to have a shortened school day. It's been approved by their ARC, so it's my recommendation that you approve of the shortened school day for a GMS student for the 24-25 school year.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Ms. Davis seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. All board members present were in favor. Item N is approved. Before adjournment, I'd like to say we're thrilled to have student representatives, Lucian and Ava. And Ava was able to sit in on her first Friday before the board meeting. And I teased her. I told her, I said, can you respond to any of all this stuff we talked about? She said, sure. I can do it. But anyway, she got to experience a lot of things. Boy, y'all just breezed through that. But we discussed every item on the agenda. And any questions that any board member has during their time with Dr. Stoll is taken care of there. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't have questions, but I just wanted to point that out, and thank you all. Also, the next meeting will be September the 19th, and it'll be at Lancaster Elementary. We're looking forward to that. All right, are y'all ready to adjourn? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Hurt made the motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Dr. Lamb seconded. All in favor, let me know by lifted hand. Thank you very much. We're adjourned. Thank you all for coming, all of you that joined us on social media.